Advanced Query option gives you the ability to search for records using a specific set of search criteria. To create a new query or modify an existing query, you must select the Open Advanced Query button in the record's header. The selection criteria section is the most important part of constructing an advanced query. It is in this section that you set the selection criteria which must be met in order for a record to be included in the query result. If you plan to use at least two different sets of selection criteria, then you must click either the AND or circle. If you choose AND, the query will include records that meet all of the selection criteria you have defined. If you choose OR, the query will include records that meet either one set of selection criteria or the other. The Display Fields section lets you determine which fields you would like displayed in the advanced query result. To select a field that you want displayed, highlight it in the Available Fields box and click the Add button. This will move it to the Other Fields to Display box. To move it back, highlight it again and click Remove. The Sort Fields section lets you determine how the advanced query records should be sorted. For example, you might want to generate a query list in which the instrument records shown are sorted by department. Sorting by one or more fields is not necessary, however, it will make your advanced query results more organized. For every set of selection criteria that you decide to use in your query, you must perform the following steps. Choose a field from the Selection Field Name drop-down list. Select an operation. Enter a selection value. Depending on the type of selection field name you choose, the selection value field may be populated with either alphanumeric text or selected values from a drop-down list. Select the Add to Selection Criteria button. Add additional display fields if necessary. Click the Execute button to generate the query result. In addition to building queries for an exact selection criteria, you may also build queries using wildcard characters to match a likeness. For example, you can build a query that generates a list of all instruments whose description is like pressure and valve. Whether the instrument's description is pressure relief valve or pressure control valve, it will appear on the list generated by the execution of this type of advanced query. To build the pressure valve query I've just mentioned, you would perform the following steps. Assuming that the words pressure and valve are part of at least one instrument record's description, choose Description from the Selection Field Name drop-down list. Select Like from the Operation drop-down list. Type %, pressure, %, valve, and then another % into the selection value field. Finally, click the Add to Selection Criteria button to move it into the Selection Criteria During Query Execution box. Add additional display fields if necessary. Click the Execute button to generate a query list showing all instruments with the words pressure and valve in their description. The Save button is used to save the query with a unique name so it may be applied and used again at another time. Once a query has been created, it can only be selected from within the item type in which it was created. Any query result generated in ProCalV5 may be printed and/or saved to an external file, allowing you to distribute them manually. To do this, pull up any list of records on your screen and right-click anywhere on the result list with your mouse. This will open a dialog box with 4 different options: Save to Excel spreadsheet, Save to text file, Print, and Print Setup. And that's all there is to it. Now you know how to create advanced queries in ProCalV5.